We must wake up and collectively demand for truth, accountability, and justice. Many times it is said that if it happens to one, we keep quiet. It happens to another, we keep quiet. Eventually it will land in each of our doorsteps.
Jimmy Wanjigi has undergone a lot. As you can see, this man, for sure, ameona mengi chini ya William Samoei Ruto's government, not forgetting that he almost lost so many properties. And in fact, most of his properties were destroyed also during the era of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Of late, Jimmy Wanjigi has been complaining that he is being followed by very many vehicles. That a number of vehicles with strange number plates, some of them hidden, have been hovering around his Muthaiga home. And they have gone ahead to jam the communication, meaning he cannot communicate with anybody, meaning he cannot be able to communicate with anybody other than verbally from his compound, within his compound. Anybody would actually ask many questions because Jimmy Wanjigi is saying that he's being harassed. And when you look at it, we would raise a number of issues. And it is by raising these issues that we should look at the reason why this is happening. Number one, why is he being followed? Remember, this man was taken to court. Remember, he was accused of having so many things, including, I think, handmade grenades, guns, name it, explosive, so many things. There are those allegations, which remains allegations, and which many Kenyans do not buy is gospel truth. These are just accusations by William Samoei Ruto's DCI. The second question is, why would the government jam his communication network? Why would he be locked out of communicating with the rest of the world? And that's the second question we should ask ourselves. Number three, what are they after? Those three questions are very, very important for us to give a critical analysis about what is happening here. Number one, I strongly believe that Jimmy Wanjigi, as you can see, is somebody who wants William Samoei Ruto out of office like yesterday. Not once, not twice, not thrice. He has said that William Samoei Ruto should be removed out of office. That is the message that has been coming from Jimmy Wanjigi. And he said he always say Ruto must go. And he has turned out to be the greatest opponent of William Samoei Ruto. Number two, in my view, they want to keep him busy fighting wars that have no end. If you look at Jimmy Wanjigi, Jimmy Wanjigi, at one time, a very close ally and even supporting Raila Amolo Odinga, who today is in Germany, leading a delegation of William Samoei Ruto. In fact, I saw him negotiating directly with the German government. Yet, you hear Raila saying that he's not in the government. And another time, he was a very close ally of William Samoei Ruto. In fact, Jimmy Wanjigi endorsed William Samoei Ruto in 2002. He also helped Uhuru and Ruto to form the government. I want to say this about friendship in politics, because I also have friends in politics, and I can tell you the way they behave. Once you don't agree with them, once they see that you're supporting an opponent, they can do anything to finish you politically, financially, anything. They can do anything. The fact that Jimmy Wanjigi has been moving like a pendulum, supporting this side, the other time you find him supporting this side, is something that does not please the powers that be. If you look at William Samoei Ruto, he is talking about debts, and he's telling Kenyans that we have huge debts to pay. But Jimmy Wanjigi is telling us we are paying illegal debts, and we should not pay these debts because they were borrowed out of the law. And Jimmy Wanjigi is saying that we have overpaid the loans. We don't owe the World Bank, International Monetary Father and Mother, China. We don't owe them anything. We have overpaid our loans, according to Jimmy Wanjigi. And the money that was borrowed, according to Jimmy Wanjigi, was corruptly borrowed and added in some people's pocket who are in government and others in the former governments. So this is something that would make Jimmy Wanjigi a thorn in the flesh of William Samoei Ruto's government. The other thing about Jimmy Wanjigi is coming out very, very strongly from the mountain. If there is something that William Samoei Ruto hates and would do anything not to happen, is to see a worthy opponent, somebody who is politically able to wrestle him from the mountain. And the way I'm looking at Jimmy Wanjigi seems to be attracting a lot of attention. Jimmy Wanjigi seems to be one person who can rally the nation behind him very easily. And going by the fact that the Gen Z are tribeless, if you pair Jimmy Wanjigi with Kibaso Morara as his running mate, then you put people like Cass Samuel in Wanjigi's government, I can tell you, William Samoei Ruto will have a run for his money. Something else is that these guys, other than intimidating the family, because they want the family to live in fear, other than intimidating the family, and because it's persecuting, what they can do, these guys, I'm not sure, but looking at the history of this country, they can harm Jimmy Wanjigi. And remember the wife crying when the guys who actually looked like they were attacking a terrorist when they invaded their homes. Remember that sound of Jimmy Wanjigi? I think it's still fresh in our minds. Do not kill me. Do not shoot me. Do not shoot me. Do not shoot me in my house. Do not shoot me. Do not shoot me. Do not shoot me in my house. Remember that cry of Jimmy Wanjigi's wife. So what does this tell you? That Jimmy Wanjigi anaweza kupigwa busu ya risasi. What if those guns, those trigger-happy policemen, whether deliberately or by mistake, could have shot the wife of Jimmy Wanjigi? What if they found Jimmy Wanjigi in the house? What could they not have done to him? So let us not take easily this mambo ya Jimmy Wanjigi. Hii mambo ambayo tunaona hapa, hayo mambo si mazuri jameni. Mnaonaje hii mambo?